Hello everyone, welcome back in our class. In last class we have to discuss nutrition in plants and animal. Now we will start next topic, respiration. Respiration in plants, human beings and other lower organism. What is respiration? Respiration is a process in which food is break down in the presence of oxygen and energy is produced. Food or glucose combined with oxygen and produce energy. Means food is break down into simpler substances and produce energy. That process is known as respiration. In this process breathing is involved. Breathing means inhalation, exhalation. You have very well know about breathing. Inhalation like intake of oxygen, exhalation gives out carbon dioxide gas. This process is known as breathing. Very simple. In respiration, glucose is break down into simpler substances in the presence of oxygen and energy is produced. Respirations have two types: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. This type of respiration occur in the presence of oxygen or air, and here is anaerobic in the absence of air. Okay, normally we have to discuss only simple about this. Next we have to discuss respiration or breakdown of glucose and produce energy. How this process is done in the cell, means how food is break down and how energy is produced in aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Everything with the help of a flow chart. Okay. Yes students, now we will discuss what happens with the food. In a cytoplasm of a cell. Means we have to take food in the form of glucose. C6H12O6 is the chemical formula of glucose. In cytoplasm of cell, it change into pyruvate. And energy. Chemical formula of pyruvate C3H4O3. Okay. After that, in the absence of oxygen, lack of oxygen, presence of oxygen, how this pyruvate convert into other substances and energy. Pyruvate and energy in cytoplasm. If there is absence of oxygen, for example in yeast, anaerobic respiration is done. Anaerobic respiration means absence of oxygen in yeast. Pyruvate is changed into ethanol, carbon dioxide and produce energy for functioning of body. Ethanol C2H5OH, carbon dioxide CO2 and energy in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, adenosine triphosphate. Energy in the form of ATP, very less energy. Only 2 molecules of ATP is produced in absence of oxygen or in anaerobic respiration. But in the presence of oxygen, here is near about 38 ATP molecules are produced. ATP molecules are produced in presence of oxygen or aerobic respiration. After that, in lack of oxygen, for example in our muscle cells, we are doing heavy exercise, heavy physical work. Then in our muscle cells there is anaerobic respiration is done. Muscles cramps are formed due to the lack of oxygen when respiration is done in the cells of our muscles. Okay, what is formed? Lactic acid C3H6O3 and energy is produced. lactic acid C3H6 and O3, and energy is produced when there is lack of oxygen in a cell. After that, in the presence of oxygen, you have to know, in human being, plants, we are respire in the presence of oxygen, and this process is done in mitochondria. A cell organelle. Okay, in every cell there is mitochondria present, and this process is done in the mitochondria. In mitochondria, this pyruvate and energy change into water, carbon dioxide and energy, and lots of energy in the form of ATP. 38 molecules of ATP is produced in this process. It means in aerobic respiration, lots of energy is produced. This is the outline diagram for the respiration. Next, we have to discuss respiration in human beings in our next class. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.